Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are jumping into my Ipsy Glam bag for the month of June. I just got it in yesterday, and of course it went up the day I posted a spoiler video, which just means that you don't have to wait too long to see what is actually inside the Glam bag for June. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. And don't forget to subscribe because I upload every other day, and that'll be the best way to stay up to date and all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to jump into the Ipsy June 2023 Glam bag, stay tuned. All right, so first things first, I'm just gonna empty it out. I think this might be my favorite Glam bag, bag that we've received in a while. It's like a mesh neoprene, which obviously means super summery, super breathable. I like that I can kind of see through it a little bit, super lightweight, and it's just so much nicer than those I don't know, polyurethane bags that you normally get. So already a big fan. Ipsy love is the theme. Love that for Pride Month, and we're gonna jump right in. This is early enough in the month that the app has not updated yet to showcase what the choice items or what those items are. So first item out of the box is from Benefit, and this is the Hula Bronzer. It is in the deluxe travel size, which is about the size of an eyeshadow brush. Sorry, the size of an eyeshadow pan, or we'll use an eyeshadow brush. Just for size reference, I do have the regular full size right here. Obviously, you're not going to get a ton of product. However, this will definitely be good if you want to just try it out. In order to use something like this, rather than trying to pat your brush, I would recommend just kind of fanning your brush over the entire surface and then blending it out. I already have the full size, and I actually really like the Hula Caramel for me in the summer, which is just a tiny bit darker, so I am not going to be using this. My sister's actually in town when I was opening this up. She was like, ooh, I want that, so that's going to go to her. The next item out of the box is from the brand Reina Rebelled. This is a microfiber puff, which there are makeup artists and there are YouTubers and social media people who love powder puffs. I'm not going to say I dislike powder puffs because there's a time and place for them. I just find, unless I'm working on a client, I don't really use them. On me, I prefer to use brushes, so not really something I'm going to get a whole lot of use out of, but I know friends of mine, makeup artists who swear by powder puffs. It's definitely, if you want that heavier look, you can roll it in your translucent powder just to kind of airbrush things a little bit more. I would rather my skin show a little bit of an imperfection and still look like skin versus pressing a whole lot of powder onto it. So like today, a little bit of concealer, tiny bit of blush, barely anything, and a little bit of powder just where I wanted to take down some shine. You can still see some imperfections, you can still see some stubble showing through, but to me, that's kind of what I look for, so not really something I will be using. The next item comes from Frank Body, and I feel like we've gotten a lot of products from this brand in recent months. This is the 2-in-1 Melting Body Scrub with exfoliating sugar and smoothing rosehip oil. So I'm actually really excited about this because with a lot of these products, the physical exfoliator in there tends to be either coffee grounds or things that are a little bit more non-dissolvable. When it's a sugar scrub, I'm a little more inclined to want to try it. I don't love the feeling of having coffee grounds all over you and trying to rinse it off, or it feels like sand. It's the reason I didn't like the bump eraser from First Aid Beauty. It's the reason I didn't try the coffee scrub from this brand, just because that's not the type of product I like. However, a sugar scrub where I can just crank the hot water and let it just melt off, definitely more likely to try, so I will be giving this one a try. All right, next, from Neogen Wow, I can't speak. I almost said dermatology. Dermology. This is the niacinamide serum. It is a vitamin B, ferulic acid, and zinc to brighten and refine your pores. It is a 15% vitamin B. So niacinamide is one of those ingredients that I absolutely swear by for pretty much anybody. It helps with skin elasticity, it helps with glow, it helps with hydration, it helps with, it doesn't hydrate, but it causes the skin to hold on to hydration, helps to refine the size of the pores, makes the skin extra glowy, and a lot of niacinamide serums are also packed with vitamin C, which is known to lighten, brighten, tighten. So for all of that, I think niacinamide is great for pretty much anybody. With a product like this, I do just want to give you my normal soapbox moment. Unless you're consistently using a product for 28 to 60 days, you will not see results. And 28 is when you're in your early and mid 20s. As we get older, our skin cycle takes longer. So if you are in your 30s and 40s, you probably need closer to that 60 plus range. If you are 45 plus, you might need 90 days to potentially even 6 months to really see a lot of those results. It's just about, we use the skincare, and the top layer of skin is basically just dead skin waiting to fall off. We are treating the skin underneath. So it's how long does it take for those bottom layers to become the top layers? That's when we're going to see those results. So using the product day in and day out will give you that consistency. So do not expect a trial size like this, which might last you a couple weeks, to really be able to revolutionize your skin. This is a great way to learn if you have contact dermatitis, an allergic reaction, you don't like the smell, you don't like the texture, any of those things. But I do want you to know, don't expect miracles in a bottle this small. When I used to work in Sephora, people would buy a serum and they'd come back a week later and saying, this doesn't work, I want to return it. And obviously we'd take the return because the return policy says you have to, but I would always try to educate them that, all the bottles would be this size and 10 times the price if you only had to use it for a week to see results. That being said, there are some things where you'll get that instant gratification, a good exfoliator, certain products that'll provide glow and hydration so you look visibly, plumper to the skin. But for those like vitamin B, vitamin C, lighten, brighten, tighten, pore refinement ingredients, it is going to take you a little bit longer to really see those results. Please give your skincare time to work. And the last item comes from the brand Unfiltered Beauty Co. And this is the So Retro Lip Oil. Has a little bit of a tinge to it. I'm currently wearing a clear lip oil. I actually just threw on the NYX Fat Oil before I was filming because my lips looked super crusty. I'm going to wipe that off and we'll try this one out. All right, so going right in, obviously we don't want residual tissue on my lips. Whenever products like this have that pink tint, it tends to not really leave a, coloration on the lips. So I'm just going to throw this on. Right off the bat, it's a lot thinner than the fat oil, which I have been liking. This is a little bit more of like a super hydrating lip gloss, whereas the one I just put on, it does have a little bit of that glossy feel, but it definitely feels a little bit more like it's that nourishing oil consistency. It has a little bit of like a neutral fruity smell, and it does feel really nice on the lips. No plumping, no stinging, no irritation, no burning, none of that. But it does feel nice, and it does give you a nice healthy shine. And you can see there's no sparkles in there, so it's not a pigment. It's really just going to be that glossy, juicy lip look. So looking at the Glam bag, I do want to remind you that for me to call this worth the price, you have to get more than the bag's value out of it. So the Glam bag is a $13 price point. Obviously, mine was sent in PR, so I did not pay for this. But this is not sponsored. My review is honest always. Looking at this right here, I would say there's probably two products in here that I am happy with, and that would be the niacinamide and the lip. Obviously, I do love the Hoola bronzer, but with a small trial size like this is really just to get you excited about the product. But unless you're using this as like a travel eyeshadow, you're not going to get too much use out of something this size. I will try the Frank's Body, but this is not something I'm like crazy excited about. However, that being said, with products like this, you're obviously, a good lip oil is probably $12, $13 on its own. So I'm not going to say this is a bad box. This is just not the type of products for me that I tend to get excited over. But I don't think this is necessarily bad for the right person. If you're somebody who loves powder puffs, these are great, but they're like $2 on Amazon. So I'm not going to call this like pricey. That being said, I think the bag is stunning, but obviously we don't get the subscription box for the bag. So not the best Ipsy I've received, but also pretty solid, decent. If I had to be give a letter grade, I'd say C+, B-. Anyway, as always, let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear it. Sound off in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.